Welcome to Table Talk with Toddy, a podcast for millennials designed to motivate, inspire, and educate you on what it really takes to live a real life on purpose. This isn't your typical podcast. You can count on me to keep it real, funky, and relatable here on Table Talk with Toddy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 29 of Table Talk with Toddy. I'm so excited because today is October 1st, and so that means all new beginnings, a new month, new opportunities, new blessings, new harvest. And if you're a business person like I am, that means it is day one of quarter four, baby. So that means it is time to end 2017 with a bang. It's time to accomplish these goals that we've been working towards all year and just really do some amazing things. So I'm excited about that. But nonetheless, this morning, I wanted to do an episode, a very short episode about something that I was just thinking about this morning as I, tried to do my meditation. My neighbor's dogs kept freaking barking, so I didn't get too much of that accomplished, but I wanted to hop on here and just do a really short, just a few minutes of just sharing my thoughts with you this morning. And this episode is going to really be for those of you who are in this whole entrepreneurial space, those of you who are working and operating in your God-given gifts, and those of you who may be in a season where you feel as though you are trying to force your gifts in a box. So I'm not sure what I'll title this quite yet, but I'm sure it'll come to mind as we go through this. But I'm talking specifically this morning to those of you who have amazing gifts and skills. I mean, that could be in cooking, culinary, it could be in baking, it could be in makeup, hair, fashion design. It could be in literally any type of industry or profession that you could think of. I'm talking to you if you have been procrastinating on starting your business, launching your brand, if you have been putting off offering something to someone else that you know would be of value to them. I'm talking to you specifically this morning. And I'm speaking from personal experience. Once I officially launched my first business, Eloquence Enterprises, that business was creative services. So I offered a whole bunch of graphic designs. I did websites, I did logo design, I did PDF design. It was basically a graphic design company before that's what the name I put on it. But I basically work with aspiring entrepreneurs and helping them to start their businesses. Hence my first book, which was all about that. However, fast forward to today where I am, coaching other people, advising other people on entrepreneurship, on branding. What I have found with myself even is that sometimes when we are trying to allow our gifts to work for us, so we're trying to monetize, we're trying to launch businesses, we're trying to add new services, new offerings, we're trying to come up with all these, find a way to really tame these ideas that we continuously get. What we end up doing is looking around to see how someone else is doing it. An example of this would be, let's just say, now we're in quarter four. So when you were doing all of your planning and mapping and strategizing for this new quarter of the year, you were like, okay, well, I want to add a new package. I just don't really know how to coordinate it, how to word it. I don't really know what exactly to call it. What we end up doing is we go and look at someone who's doing the same thing and we just try to use what they're doing. We're not realizing that could be the thing that's causing you to procrastinate. That could be the thing that is causing you to really stay stagnant, is knowing that you have a gift, knowing that because you can't pinpoint what that gift, what to really like to put a title on it. It may be the opportunity for you to start something new. So let me use myself for an example. When I first decided that I was going to really stick to personal branding, one thing that I noticed was that all of the personal brand strategists that I knew of or was familiar with, they all had the same exact offerings. They all had the same types of packages. They all offered the same thing. And I did not want to do that. And I realized that the reason why I was having a hard time figuring out what to call my services was because I was called to do something different in the arena of personal branding. So I always say this, there's no need to reinvent the wheel, but what you should do with the lane or the industry that you're in is figure out how you can monetize on something that you know only you can do for your client or for your customer. And so if you're trying to force your gift in a box, if you're trying to one size fits all your gift, you're doing yourself a disservice, you're doing your ideal audience a disservice, and you're doing your pockets a disservice. And this was one of the biggest lessons of the last quarter that I've learned. I know I shared on social media once in the last couple of months that I was getting ready to launch a monthly mastermind group. And to be quite honest with you guys, that came to a halt because, again, I was trying to fit my gifts into a box. I now, since then, have realized that that's a wonderful idea. I'm not against doing it in the future, but for right now, that's not what I am called to do. I am called to help those individuals who are not lacking the information. They're missing the accountability, but not in the arena of a mastermind group. And so I'm not going to get too specific without giving it away before it's time, but I had to take my gift out of that one size fits all box and figure out how can Natasha best serve and best shine in the same space, right? So I want to share with you just a few tips on how you can come to this realization, on how you can pull your gifts and talents out of that one size fits all box and really be who you are and really stand out in your industry and really be able to serve people in a way that it makes sense for you, in a way that it best benefits and provides value for them. The first thing is to decide what you love to do. And this is often the most challenging part for us as creatives, for us as millennials. We know how to do so many things because we have access to so many ways that can teach us, so many things that we can learn from, that sometimes we feel like because we know how to do everything, that we should be doing everything. And that's the quickest way to failure. That's the quickest way to have to shut down the doors of your company. That's the quickest way to reach burnout. That's the quickest way to confuse your audience, right? So the first thing you need to do is to decide what you love to do. And I can't tell y'all how many journals I have where I've written out Natasha loves to and a whole bunch of stuff. Still can't really narrow it down. But the key here is to decide what you love to do. So this can be very simple. Pull out a sheet of paper, grab your phone, open up Evernote or your notepad. I'm sure everyone has a notepad of some capacity. Write down Natasha, but fill your name in, of course, loves to. And when you think about what you love to do, think about the thing that you would do if you were not getting paid to do that you would still enjoy doing. Think about the thing that could provide someone else with a lot of value. Think about the thing that you've done over and over and over and over again and that you will continue to do a million more times even if you didn't get a dime for it. If you knew that all of your bills would be paid, if you knew that you were set financially, spiritually, emotionally, and you could still do these things, what would those things be? Okay? What would those things be? For me, I love getting an idea and getting the whole setup complete. I know how to say, okay, if someone comes to me and says, okay, I'm trying to brand myself as a hairstylist, then I already know in my head how to set that person's personal brand up. That is what I love to do. That's what I've been doing for years. I just could not pinpoint what to put on it. I just cannot pinpoint what to really call it, right? So decide what you love to do. That's first things first. Once you've decided what you love to do, then you need to be real and write this on paper, guys, in all caps. Be real about what you can do effectively. Be real about what you can do effectively. Now, there are a couple of key words in here that I'm sure you heard as I said it out loud. Be real, and what you can do effectively. This kind of piggybacks to the last point I made about just because you can do a lot of things does not mean you need to be doing them, right? Does not mean you need to be doing them. So once you've decided what you love to do, go back to that same list and underline or circle or put a star by, whatever your preference is. Put a star, circle, or underline the things that you can do effectively. So these will be the things that you have done and have seen great results from. These are the things that you've done for other people and have gotten really good reviews or testimonials about. These are the things that provide value to other people. And these are the things that have opportunity in the marketplace. Okay, so be very intentional at this point when you're being real about what you can do effectively. It has to solve a problem for someone else. It has to be something that you have proven results in, and it has to be something again that can provide value to your ideal customer. Okay, so that's the second point I want to make. The third point is, once you have decided all of this, test it out with those in your tribe who already trust you. Okay, so I'm going to use myself for an example. With this next service, if you will, that I'm getting ready to roll out, I have already started to test it out with those in my tribe who already trust me. For example, and if you follow me on Snapchat, if you're not, you might want to go ahead and follow me at Official Toddy. I gave you a little behind the scenes on yesterday. I went with a client to physically show her how to create her own video content from home. That is something that I, love to do. And it is something that I do effectively. I have done it for myself over and over and over and over and over and over again. You can literally go on my YouTube channel and watch my very first video and fast forward up to my most recent video and see the improvement. I can show you screenshots of inboxes and emails that I've gotten saying, I love how your videos look. I love how clean they look. And I love the fact that you record your own videos at home. So this would be perfect for someone who may just be starting out in business, for someone who is just starting to brand themselves and trying to figure out how they can do more things than not themselves at this stage in their journey. So I hope you guys follow what I'm saying here. So I'm testing it out right now with someone who is already in my tribe. So they already know, love, and trust me. And as a result of that, I'll have a testimonial to share when I roll this out as a service. So you guys get what I'm saying here. I first decided what I love to do, what I can do effectively, and I'm testing it out with people who already know, love, and trust me. Okay, so that is what you want to do instead of trying to fit what you do into a box. Make your own lane. Don't aspire to be the next Oprah. Aspire to be the next Ashley or Jacob or whatever your name is. Create your own lane, because all of the services and products that are already out here, people are just duplicating them over and over and over and over again. And there's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of times we have something deep down inside of us that is something new or a new thing that needs to be birthed. But you're not going to find it if you don't really hone into these three areas that we just talked about and make them your own and then provide them to the world. You could be setting up a new trend. You can be opening new doors for people that are coming behind you. And so I wanted to just share those thoughts with you this morning as I am in here doing some client work. Actually, it's a Sunday. It's October 1st. But I'm excited about October. I'm excited about this new quarter. And I know that if you pull your gifts out of that box, the skies are literally the limit. And so no better time than to start. But now it's the first day of a new month, a new quarter. Let's do it, y'all. Like, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm there with you. I want to hear from you. I love to hear your feedback about what we talked about today. So feel free to tweet me, Facebook me, Snapchat me, Instagram me at Official Toddy everywhere on social media. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this episode. And guys, I'm asking you to go ahead and subscribe if you're new to this podcast and leave a review. Leave a review, guys. I love when I come on here and see your review. So leave a review. You can leave one on Apple Podcasts, formerly known as iTunes. You can leave one on Google Play. We are now on SoundCloud, and you can also leave one on Stitcher Radio. But I'd love to hear your feedback. Drop a review. Let me know what you think about this episode. And guys, until episode 30, have an amazing week, an amazing beginning of quarter 4, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.